on the News Channel 5 network. This is OpenLine.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's Open Line. Today we are talking about the homeless, especially as the temperatures drop here in Nashville. I'm joined by the CEO of the Nashville Rescue Mission. Can you just start first by introducing yourself to our viewers and tell us a little bit about the mission?
Yes, absolutely. My name is Cranfield, and I've been here in Nashville for almost 8 years now from Oklahoma. And Nashville Rescue Mission has been a part of the Nashville community for over 65 years, caring for the homeless and the really poor of our great city. And so it's an honor to be able to work with such a wonderful organization and continue that work after 65 years, continuing on caring for the poor and homeless right here in Nashville.
Can you tell us a little bit about the latest cold weather plan and what are you guys doing to help the homeless during this time?
Yeah, every year, every winter we have a cold weather snap, and so we prepare months in advance to really take care of the neediest among us. And so when the temperature gets down to around 32 degrees, then we go into our cold weather mode. And so we send the cold patrol out, the vans go out and search the camps in different places and compel people to come in. And throughout the year, there may be reasons why somebody may be suspended from the mission due to the acts of violence or breaking rules or so forth. During the cold weather season, we suspend all of those suspensions. Only the desperate, violent offenders are not allowed to come in. And so we really try to find a place to take care of even those that are suspended. Then we work with other groups and other agencies to find a place to go in the wintertime, because it's really cold and it can really be hazardous to them. So we're really trying to protect them as best we can. Also this year, new for us, is that when a homeless person has a pet, then we have kennels, so we can actually put their pet up as well. And there's a lot of homeless people that do have pets, and so we have a place where they can keep the pet with them at the shelter, warm in the kennels, just taking care of any reason that they may have not to come in out of the cold. We want to take away those reasons to be able to care for them and keep them safe.
I know recently there was a little bit of backlash with the mayor bringing some of the people to the Harding Place location. They didn't really like being near a jail. What is your opinion on that?
Well, I certainly understand that with trauma-informed care, there's some folks that have issues, and we totally understand that. What my initial response is that, again, outside of gregarious acts of violence, there's plenty of room for them to come either in the room in the Nashville Rescue Mission, because when we institute our overflow plan, we're not at 100% capacity, and so there is a place for them to come without having to go to that particular location or Harding. And the other thing is that it is emergency. It's a one-night thing because of the temperature, so whatever it takes to get them in out of the cold to save their life is what we're all about.
What are some of the obstacles that you encounter here in the city?
Yeah, that's great. You know, it's cold weather time. There's a lot of things that people don't think about, like we want to bring our blankets in with us, and so we don't allow the blankets to come in from outside. And it sounds so harsh, but there's reasons when you have bed bugs and spiders and mites and things that you might encounter on the ground, fleas, for example. So we try to keep those things from being a part of the rescue mission, and cleanliness is very important to us. And so we have plenty of blankets. We just don't allow blankets from the outside to come in. That's just some things like that. We do have rules. We have community living standards, is what we call them. When you realize that on a given night there may be 850 men, women, and kids at Nashville Rescue Mission between the two campuses. So you need to have some standards, some community living standards, and we have those. And there's a lot of folks, or some folks, that don't really particularly care to live by those kind of standards. And so we enforce those because we're looking for protection and safety for the women and the kids as well as the individual males.
If a member of the community sees someone who is maybe sleeping on the side of the sidewalk, how can we approach those individuals to see if they would like to go to the shelter, or is there a number that citizens can call? What do you suggest that people do?
Well, certainly, I mean, if you're going to encounter them, then certainly provide the opportunity or the mention of either Room in the Inn or Nashville Rescue Mission as a place to go to get out of the cold and out of the shelter. Sometimes they just need that information. They just need to know that there is a place. There are new people to Nashville in that situation, so they need to know that there is a place where they can go. But that's what I would do. I would compel them. Hey, in fact, I do that myself. When I find somebody on the street corner or out in different places, then I tell them, let me take you to the mission. I'm going there, and there's a place, there's food to eat, there's a warm place to spend the night, there's hygiene items, there's warm showers, so let me take you there. And of course, I wouldn't ask the community to take folks there, but to refer them there. And then call us. We can send our cold patrol out to that particular location and compel them to come in as well.
So the Cold Patrol has a van, or how would they be transported? Yes,
we have a van. We go out, and we know the places where they hang out, and so we go out on the cold nights and frigid nights, and we compel them and encourage them to come in out of the cold.
Talk a little bit about the other transportation plans. I guess the WeGo bus system has a plan in place for cold temperatures. I was reading through some of the background information about that, and that was the first I'd heard of that program.
The WeGo, they're actually at this particular time having the situation where they can load up on the buses and then get rest and get out of the cold weather until they get to a place to where they can go to the facility, either the Nashville Rescue Mission Room in the Inn or in this particular place, the Harding facility. So the WeGo buses, I mean, everybody's working together. That's the important thing, is that everyone working together to try and protect the most vulnerable people among us. Yeah.
When you have conversations with our friends in the homeless community, do they ever come to you and say, you know, I just wish Nashville had this, or I wish we had access to this? Kind of what is their response?
Well, their response is, many of them, is they really love their independence. It's not so much wish Nashville had these things, it's just that we love living independently, whether that may be a tent or a shelter or someplace. We just want to be able to live by our own rules and standards. And so I get that and understand that. And so it's not so much that we wish Nashville would provide this, it's just that we really like our independence.
Do you think the housing crisis and affordability has played a part in the homeless situation here, or would you say it's the same as it was 20 years ago?
No, it certainly has played a part. Affordable housing is one of those phrases that means different things to different people. It depends on who you ask or who you talk to. Affordable housing for the folks that we serve is not affordable housing that we might talk about in the metro community. We need affordable housing certainly for first line wage earners and for folks in the service industry. Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. But that's not affordable to the folks that we serve. And so affordable housing for them is totally different. And we need both. We certainly need that. And it does play a part in what's going on here in Nashville.
Have you been working on any initiatives, transitional housing, to help homeless people from the shelter transition back into normal life?
Yeah, in fact, we have 2 transitional houses, one at the Women's Center and one at the Men's Center. And so that is exactly what that is that it's a place where they can go and transition for the program. The mission has a recovery program on both campuses, one for men and one for women, where they can have counseling and therapy and classes and so forth to get off of drugs, off of alcohol, and to get back into productive living, and then move into the Transitional Living Center, where they can they have a job, they have a steady income, they can save money and get all of their down payments and all of those deposits ready. And so then they can have a place where they can say, I've been here, I've been faithful as a transitional person, and now ready to move out on my own. It's that moving out on their own and affordable housing, which is really one of the issues that we really work hard about.
Michael, you are on Channel 5. Do you have any question for our guest here tonight?
Yeah, I do. Good evening to both of you. My question is, a lot of these shelters, from what I've noticed, and I want to thank the gentleman for what he does, and so this is not coming as some condemnation on him, but most of these shelters don't let people in till like 7 o'clock at night, and then they put them almost in a way, kick them out at 7 o'clock in the morning, And believe me, it's still cold at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's still cold before you have to wait till 7 o'clock in the evening. And to me, you know, most times it doesn't warm up until 11 or 12. In some cases, it's just 39 or 35 degrees. So what can they do about not kicking them out so early and letting them come in a little bit early? And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Mike, is that right, Mike?
Michael,
great.
yes.
It's great. We don't kick people out, and that's cold weather or otherwise. And so there are some shelters and communities that certainly do that. You spend the night, you get up in the morning, you have to leave for the day. We have a large day room in both campuses. We encourage them to come in out of the weather during the daytime. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner that we serve. We have warm showers throughout the day. We have clothing room and hygiene kits available for them. They can come in any time of the day, not just at 7 p.m. or have to leave at 7 a.m. They can come in at any time of the day and find case management. We have case managers on staff ready to meet with them. Every person that comes to our door is assigned a case manager, and that is really to help walk that person through the shelter system and find out what they need, what we can help them with. So you're right, there are a lot of communities that do that, but we don't do that here at Nashville.
For people who are wondering, how can I help the homeless, what is the best way to do that? Do they need soap? Is it donations? How would you say the community can help?
Well, obviously, I'm going to say to support your rescue mission or the Room in the Inn or Salvation Army, because I think that's the greatest place to really provide the most help and hope. Certainly clothes, donating clothes to your favorite organization, hygiene items and things of that nature. At this time of the year, we're doing 2,000, almost 2,000 meals a day. So food donations, turkeys and hams and things like that go a long way in helping provide great, good quality meals for our guests. And so those are just some things, and certainly giving financially to help and assist the operation of the agency in which you're serving. And then finally, for us, and not least, we're a faith-based organization, so we ask you to pray for the homeless. We ask you to lift them up and to pray for them and pray for their safety, their protection, and their provision.
Thank you so much. We do have to take a break, but I hope you guys will stay with us. Just wait right after this.